Have you ever chartered a bus? No? Well, maybe you're missing something. Think about the last time you loaded up the family, the soccer team, the church group, the relatives, and neighbors, or some people from work. Then you drove to Chicago, Detroit, Lansing, Indy, or wherever, probably in several cars or SUVs. Fun, huh? Charter a Cardinal bus. A spacious, comfortable Cardinal bus saves you time, hassle, and money. And it's the greenest way to travel. Buses use 80% less fuel per passenger than the average car. Cardinal takes care of directions, parking, and traffic while you and your group relax and enjoy the trip in comfort. Reclining seats, big picture windows, a restroom, and a multi-screen DVD. Let Cardinal Buses take you there. Visit cardinalbuses.com or call 1-800-521-6006.
Uccello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge. Voted Grand Rapids' best sports bar 6 years in a row. The best in sports action. Red Wings, Pistons, NCAA basketball, including every second of March Madness. Daily drink specials. 22 beers on tap. Express lunch buffet Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Grand Rapids' favorite happy hour with the $2.99 appetizer menu. Incredible takeout and late night pizza specials. Kitchens open until 1:30 a.m. every night. Check out all the great specials and events at uccellos.com. Uccello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge, where great food and sports come together in Grand Rapids, Caledonia, and Standale.
Alrighty, folks, we're back to Grand Rapids, Michigan here, where the Panthers and Eastern Michigan getting ready to go here in second period action. And Matt, what do you think the message was there in the locker room here for DU after a 2-2 first period?
Definitely the message from the coaching staff had to be a little adamant there, a little being aggressive there, as the Panthers did struggle within the first period there, as they had a difficult time. They were making tape-to-tape passes throughout the beginning of the period, and definitely showed some improvement there as the period moved on. Obviously, with that first power play and getting that goal to tie the game at 1, was definitely an upbeat experience. Definitely got the guys going, got Bollinger going as he came back once again to get the second tying goal to keep this game at 2-2 right now. So I'd say from the Panthers' perspective, it's just that they got to get on the horse and they got to stay on the horse. They can't get off, they can't let go, and they know that this Eagles team has some talent. They are very, very top-end heavy, and they know that, and they need to keep the Jets going to make them tired. So let's see what the Panthers can do here as this second period is just underway.
And DU now with their full complement here, or at least some of the guys jumping in, as Bealey and Windecker are out there. Meanwhile, Ogden looked to snap it across. He couldn't, and that puck's just going to be backhanded down the ice by Clayton Hodges. It was right on goal, no icing here, so Bo Jacobs now. Stretch pass is a good one. Windecker, Ogden, Wishmeyer, Windecker, and Ogden teaming up there, and that Wishmeyer shot just went over the bar. Now Wishmeyer on a tight centering pass, didn't get on, so Windecker now will pull it off the wall. Bealey from just inside the line, it's redirected just wide. Good active stick there by Wishmeyer. He'll now look to poke it deeper. Now he forces the play. Puck will roll to the point where Jacobs got it. Turns the legs, and a shot that was blocked. Wishmeyer looking to keep the pressure on. He will. Jacobs now looking to step up, and that's going to create a 2-on-1, and a good job by Bealey, taking away that 2-on-1, stepping up and knifing that down. Ogden now in. Sharp angle shot, and a riser didn't miss by that much. Big rebound, Karam's out to center, and it's a 3-on-3 coming in here. Shot on, a save by Gravelin, and he had to grab it, and he will with 18:46 to go on a really good opening shift for DU.
Definitely, and as you mentioned, we're again to see the name calls that we've seen from earlier. So maybe a statement there by the team or something that's misconduct was being treated, but those guys were definitely benched in the first, and you may have thought the line combinations were strange in the first. Now you should see more custom or more, solid line combinations here for your Panthers. And as we said earlier there, we've seen Graveline face that one shot, so the puck's spinning a bit here, and we'll see if it continues to bounce throughout the game as it did there for a brief period in the first period.
Aslos up in the air to keep it in. McCarthy couldn't flip it out. There's a turn and shot that caromed off a skate. Big rebound grabbed by the Eagles, but now McCarthy will sweep it to the line, and not out, they say. This is an onside play, and that puck, an active stick by Hofer, knocked that thing up and out of play. 18-19 to go. Period number 2, 2-2 our score.
So once again, as we just stated, so it may have jinxed ourselves as we were saying earlier, as that first period did cruise by some good flow. And as you mentioned yesterday, the game yesterday was very, very similar. And then in the second period, the whistles began. So a few quick whistles here early, but let's see if one of these teams can dictate the play and make some solid passes and get some pucks to the net.
Bollinger was flying there, nearly trying to get in for the hat trick. Pacino was able to knife that pass down. Bollinger goes down, and after all that, we're going to get an offside call, I believe, and the faceoff will be here just in front of the DU bench. Bollinger now out there with He should be out there with Eckler and Frank. Tyler Lale at one point position with John Brooks, it looks like. And Brooks will just kind of knock it in there. Control now had by the Eagles. That outlet's a good one, and they're able to bring it in as Astalos. He'll just fire it around the wall. Lale back to help out. Lale ran Astalos off so that he couldn't come in front with it, and puck ends up into the corner. Help comes by way of Eckler. Torrance was floating around the top there and couldn't handle it in the high slot. Frank on the backhand will get it as far as center ice, and coming over to play and cover will be Gunther. Torrance now turns right in front of the DU bench. Good little drop pass there. Winding and firing, and Gravelin's got the glove as Robert Gasser let that one go, and Gravelin will hold it, and there's your difference between Gravelin and Kalutis, because if Kalutis was out there, that puck would have been fired down the ice, I'm sure, but no harm, no foul, however you want to play it. Bollinger with 2 already tonight, both on the man advantage. His 8th and 9th power play goal on the year. Of his 15 total, he's got 9 of those with the man advantage.
Definitely exposing himself there as a premier scorer there, and especially a main target for your Panthers power play. So he's getting his job done today, and let's see if the Panthers' remaining forward and defensive staff along can do that as well and get to the Bollinger level as he is on tonight, playing extremely, extremely well.
And after a slow start, Mason now at a point per game clip on the year. He was behind that pace all season, and for the first time, I believe, this season, he is up to a point per game, which is kind of where you expect a guy like Mason to be. He also has points in now 10 of his last 11 games, so very good work here by Mason Bollinger, getting hot at the right time of the year.
Most definitely, and he's rolling right along, and I think he's finally got a good pairing there on his line, so he's getting some good pucks fed to him by Frank, and he's doing very, very well.
Puck now in deep. Here's DU will look to get it out, and they will. Nice little poke ahead. Noble looking to catch here. He's got Bellator going to the net, and Noble just got shoved down on the play. Help comes by way of Bellator. Noble now playing a forward position, it looks like, after starting the game defensively. He dropped the stick as Manfred runs over his man. Snapped an Eastern stick in half, and pace picks up a little bit here as Jacobs will look to come back and get it. Is that a whistle? No, it was a little one screaming. I thought it was a whistle. The little one screaming. And
a lot of youngsters in the crowd tonight, and they're very, very intense. Although they may be playing another game within the game, they're definitely making some noise here. So, no, nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. As Eastern will now look to chip and chase. Good job by Samota as he goes all the way in deep. He got run off those. Meanwhile, we're having a yard sale back in the DU end of two pieces of one stick and a whole other full stick. Just chillaxing in the DU end. Meanwhile, it's snapped around the wall by the Panthers. Ogden digs it off the wall, left it for Wishmeyer, who sends it up ahead to Windecker. He's got to deal right through all that garbage. Will, and move right in, and a shot rolled just wide. Great opportunity by the captain. Now 3 Eagles looking to bring up, but a long stretch pass missed everybody, and that'll go for icing as Winston Hofer will touch it with 15:48 to go.
Yeah, and just as he said, he had to dangle his way through the obstacle course of the one broken stick and the one solid stick, and he got his way to the net. As we mentioned before when my previous call when I was on against Kent State, he did the same thing, driving wide down the boards and cutting across the middle there and getting a quality scoring opportunity there, although he did fan on the shot. No doubt about it, he forced Duff to go down to make a save, and the whistle ends up in the offensive zone here for the Panthers. So let's see if they can build off this as McCarthy now, Pollen, and Flood are on the ice.
Luke will take this draw and ends up into the corner. Flood tried to go run it down. He couldn't. McCarthy with a nice little hip check. Poland now. Flood got hit with a high stick. Accidental, but referee saw it. It happened right in front of him. Samota doesn't like the call, but there's not really much you can do about it, and DU to the man advantage.
Yep, no hiding there as the officials in prime perspective there right in the corner, and Flood was chasing for that loose puck, and the Eastern player got to stick up, and good thing he has facial protection there, so all his jibs will be intact, unlike the unfortunate Daniel Cleary, but hopefully he'll be all right, and let's see if the Panthers can capitalize here on this power play.
DU to the man advantage here, and this is where it's getting the acquisitions of Eckler and Poland, and then the emergence of Andrew Frank is a bona fide scoring threat night in and night out. Climbing out, he's coming back, and the shot scores! Did Bollinger get a stick on it or no?
and he definitely looks like he definitely got a tip as that one went 5-hole there on Duff. So let's listen for the official PA call, but I have no doubt about it. Mr. Bollinger has his hat trick tonight here, ladies and gentlemen, and puts the Panthers up 3-2 in the second period.
I believe it was Eckler who sent it to the point and Hofer who let it go. And DU, with their third power play goal of the hockey game, they now have a 3-2 lead, their first lead of the hockey game.
And a great setup there, working the puck from the boards up to the point, and made no doubt about it, shot that puck through the screens with Bollinger right there, and I'd have to say, let's see her. Oh, they gave it to Brooks, so I say there's going to have to be a correction on that one, but we'll wait a few minutes and see if there is, and we'll get you the correct score.
So Eckler will get an assist. Brooks from Eckler is how it stands now. We'll see if Bollinger will go over to the scorer's table and say, wait a minute, I got a hat trick tonight, and I definitely want credit for that. Meanwhile, Holden steps into the play. There's another name we didn't call in the first. Windecker gets it to settle. Holden pokes it free. Couldn't toe drag to himself, but the puck ends up in the corner. Holden now throws his body. Windecker comes to help out. Wishmeyer looking to fire it in. That hit a skate, and corralling at center will be Lale. Lale now poked it by Torrance. Now he tried to cut in and couldn't, and the follow-up comes by no way in number 9 Aslos. DU had it, and it comes up to Torrance's stick. He'll look to cut to the middle. Kicking it away was Ogden. Ogden did a cut. Eastern in a switch. Check that. It's number 19 Wishmeyer moving in, sends it across, and Ogden got it kicked away by Duff. Unbelievable work by Duff, and DU jumping here in period 2.
Great pass interception there by Wishmeyer just inside the blue line, the defensive zone of the Panthers, and he broke out, and he had Ogden flying down the near boards here on the glass, and he held it just the perfect timing, and unfortunate for Ogden, the puck was just ahead of him, and Duff was forced to reach over, once again knocking the net off its mooring, so that faceoff will remain in the Panthers' offensive zone.
And we're going to come back and try to get back to the point I was making when the power play goal happened. DU now, again, the two additions after Christmas, the rise of Frank, the kind of reemergence of Dustin Wishmeyer as an offensive threat. He's been real good the last 10 games or so on the offensive end, and the points are starting to come in after, coming in, having a really high point production, I believe, his first year. Second year he plays defense, was kind of a third, fourth line player all last year, as a puck ended up in Duff's skates, and he's now kind of getting back into it as he approaches the 10-point mark on the year. And DU now back to having 3 lines again that they can trust, and that's with Kleiman out of the lineup too.
Yep, and obviously Kleiman being a great asset for the Panthers. Him recovering from his injury, so hopefully he'll be back. But Wishmeyer is definitely filling a void there, taking some responsibility as he has the physical presence, and he shows bursts of speed. And just like another Panther player, Noble, they both have their moments in the games where you're like, wow, that's them doing that, and it's something special that they have. And obviously it's something they build on from practice and their training in the summer and all sorts of stuff like that. A lot of things go into that play to get that confidence to do those moves throughout an actual contest. So good for them and good to see them rolling here for your Panthers.
Both guys also have played defense and forward for DU, depending on what Coach Sweeney's asked. Also, in terms of Wishmeyer, a phenomenal penalty killer as well.
That being true two-way players, as you would call it.
Yep.
But they definitely are, as they can play any position on the ice outside of goaltender. So let's see what they have in store, and hopefully one of them can get some points here on the board, or if not, their name in the goal column here for the Panthers.
A big hit by McCarthy, forced to turn over, and Poland just got tripped, and DU now.
And that's the third penalty assessed that he's forced to be called against the Eagles. So he's definitely rolling out there, forcing the Eagles to tie up with him to try and match his speed, and it's resulting in power play opportunities for the Panthers. So let's see what this unit of Brooks and Windecker have. So Brooks must have got that goal. So that goal is going to stand, and it's going to be Brooks. So Mason's still looking for his hat trick, and I'm sure he's not going to complain about his power play unit scoring, because that's bragging rights as well for practice.
Eckler out there, he got the lone assist on it. They send it back to Eckler, who fires it across to Windecker, now outside rim, far side circle. They work it down low, trying to sneak in the back door as Eckler. It got directed right to Brooks, though. Brooks looked to throw it on goal, and it was intercepted as Brooks didn't get enough on it there, and it's just cleared down the ice, and Gravelin will come tee it up here.
Yeah, forced play there at the blue line. I'd like to see Brooks either regroup there and do a back pedal, pull it to the middle, or possibly look to just dump that along the boards to let his forwards retrieve it and work that cycle before they move it back up to the points.
Frank forced at the line and couldn't get it deep. It was intercepted by an Eagle player and rolls back down. 47 seconds gone by in the man advantage. Bollinger will tee it up. Eckler looking to cut in along the wall. Throws the brakes on, keeps the puck with him, and gains himself a little time and space. Eckler now sends it back to the point. Windecker looks to walk the line, and he does. Bollinger couldn't get in front with the stick yet. Now Brooks sends it to Windecker. Good job, skate to his stick there. Windecker through again, and a save with Bollinger creeping. Again, now it's Eckler outside rim of the circle. DU power play, I believe it's perfect today. 3 for 3. They look to continue into the final 45. A drive by Windecker save, no traffic in front. Brooks now will knock it down. He'll go in. He's hit into the wall and a fire down the ice. So they'll at least get to neutral ice, and Windecker will have to reload for DU. Stretch pass here gets to Ogden. Leads McCarthy. Full speed over the line. Luke McCarthy, sharp angle. Tries it from last night. Didn't work there. Centers it. Ogden couldn't handle it cleanly. Now Eckler fires. It was Poland, and he looked to sneak it in upstairs on the short side, but Duff was up to the task there.
Good save there by Duff as he is able to hold that one on, but with traffic there to the right of Duff, so hits his blocker side, so to our left side there on your camera angle, but definitely like to see him forced to shoot for that right leg to generate that rebound to where those two Panthers players were in the traffic to cause some more chaos in front of Duff and force him to battle to find that puck rather than shooting one right at him. But nonetheless, a shot on net, and nothing can be said bad about that, because if you don't shoot the puck on net, ladies and gentlemen, it's never going to result into a goal.
Great keep there by Walsh. That was directed just high. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Jacobs now sends it over to Walsh. 5 to go in the man advantage. 4. He'll work it over to Jacobs. Player down in front of the net. Jacobs will tee it up. A shot, and it was directed up in the air by McCarthy, and McCarthy just shoved down. Duff really upset about something. Duff and McCarthy have to be separated, and that's kind of almost a good sign, because you really always want to try to get into the netminder's grill and head a little bit if you can, and a good job there by McCarthy. And another little shove by Duff, and I don't think Poland actually went down there. As he went down, he's looking for his first Oscar nomination as well, and probably won't get it on that play.
Yeah, and the lineman definitely staying there, giving him a little tap on the butt and telling him to get out of here, but nonetheless, some words were exchanged, and obviously McCarthy being tied up in Duff there. Duff had the leverage there to get him down to the ice, so nothing gone there. But I would assume there is going to have to be 2 penalties here, not just one to McCarthy. So someone will be serving a penalty for Duff for the Eagles, and then McCarthy is already in the box, so he'll serve his penalty. So it should be 2 coincidental calls, so it should remain 5-on-5 here. And Luke and the serving visitor will have to sit in the box here for 2 minutes and a whistle.
See here.
Yep, so we have Duff up on the board, and then I assume Luke should be up on the board here shortly, and we'll have penalties aside.
All of this happening at the 8:34 mark of period number 2. And Eastern coach very upset about something, or getting his fill in with the official. Now, funny story too, behind the play, about a minute and a half ago, while Duff was taking a little bit of a sip of water too, McCarthy skated by and knocked the water bottle with his stick. So this might have been going on all game here.
Definitely, just some taunting there, and nothing wrong with that if it's part of your game, as we're accustomed to seeing the good friends of Luke McCarthy and Mason Bollinger do share some very similar thought processes there throughout the ice, as they are pests, and they get around the net, and they know what to do for their jobs to be done successfully. So let's see what happens here as we're set for the faceoff.
It looks like Duff actually gets the extra 2, and that DU power play, which is 3 for 4 on the night, will go right back to the man advantage. Eastern wins the draw, can't get it out though, and Poland's got it along the far side wall. Now it's worked over to Walsh. He'll walk the blue line, look to dump it back across, and he will. Now he switches off with Poland. Poland back to Walsh, right in his wheelhouse, and drive! Duff's got the blocker on it. Ogden with a big hit, and that'll get out to center ice. Good job here as Jacobs will corral. He didn't like what he had, so he peels off. Walsh gains the red line and fires it in deep. Ogden will come in and help as he'll force Samota there. We get a penalty coming behind the play, and I believe it's going to be to Ogden. And actually, no, it's Flood. Well, who was it? Whoever it is gone for the Panthers.
I think it's going to be Ogden.
No, it's going to look...
That Flood, and he already pointed to the gate. He's gone, so it looks like it's going to be a checking from behind, major penalty here. So those calls that we just called before are going to wash out here, and now there's going to be a 5-minute major penalty to your Panthers. So we'll get this all resolved here, and hopefully the Eagles player, he did get up, will be all right. And hopefully Flood, I mean, the officials have nothing to do there, so Flood just sort of out of it, and the officials got to call it to deem this game as safe. And unfortunate for the Panthers, they're going to be shorthanded here for an extensive period of time once Duff's 2-minute minor is complete.
There's 1:22 left on it, which means when that expires, it'll be 3:38 of major power play time for the Eagles. Still a conversation. The referee, I think he's really giving it to, let's see, it's Bollinger and Romer's talking to the official, and I'm sure the official's saying, all right, each team's gotten their shots in, let's go now. Let's play some hockey. We don't want anything to come of this. Although, that's speculation. Who knows what he's saying, but it's more than likely the referee trying to nip something in the bud here. And with 10:48 to go in period 2, DU up by a goal. They now have a lot of time to kill here. Like we said, we'll be 4 aside for 1:22 and then 3 minutes and 38 seconds of major power play time for DU to kill. Meanwhile, Eastern off a scrum off the faceoff, winding and firing, and a good blocker save there, getting it over the net. Yep, checking from behind in a game misconduct, turning and firing. That shot missed by about 4 feet, and Eckler trying to get over to sweep it to center. He couldn't. Now Windecker plays it around to Hofer. Hofer looks to stretch, and he actually had 2 guys there, and they kick it up to Windecker. 3-on-2. Windecker got Frank going to the net, drops it off. Eckler moving in, save, rebound, Eckler with a chance. Goaltender down. And I think
Duff with a bit of a sell there, as he should have waited a bit longer. He didn't miss his cue there and got up a little too quick, but nonetheless got the whistle as there was some slight contact with him, so I don't believe it's going to result in a penalty. More or less the official blew the whistle because Duff's helmet dislodged off his head. So the faceoff will remain in the offensive zone for the Panthers, and 48 seconds remain on Duff's 2-minute minor, so still 4-4 here, and once those penalties are done, there should be about 4 minutes remaining in the major penalty and the Eagles power play.
Poland knocks it in, now moved to the middle and just couldn't get it back under his control. Bollinger now couldn't feather it back deep, and trying to blow it past him was Stankiewicz. He couldn't, and Hofer will bring it in, dumping it to Mason. He's got 2 already. Look for Hofer in front, and it didn't get through. Hofer now run over. Mason couldn't dig it out, and Eastern has it, and they'll bring 2 to center here. A third will join. Snap pass hit off Bollinger, ends up at center, and Eastern's got to try again here. Good force by Poland, and oh, what a sell there as Poland went for a stick lift, got a little bit of the face according to the official, and now DU is in a world of trouble here, shorthanded.
Yep, you got to manage your own stick there. You can't be careless, although everybody does have facial protection currently in college hockey. Nonetheless, it's still a high sticking call, and it's got to be made, and Poland's going to result 2 minutes in the box here, hopefully, for the Panthers, as now there's about 3 guys in the box. So Panthers getting into some penalty trouble here. So let's see what Phil Graveline and the PK unit here now of 3 guys have against the 4 Eagles.
Eagle power play now. 4-on-3 advantage for the moment. They work it to Torrance, give and go. Torrance a one-timer, that's blocked and cleared. Ogden down. Look out here, they're trying to get a rush and moving in. Short-handed by 1 second. Follow up by Ogden, he couldn't get it on. Great rush there, end-to-end by DU. Stretch pass for the Eagles misses everybody, as I believe it was Bealey who had the first opportunity. Ogden the rebound. And after the icing call, DU will be able to flip the ice here with 1:36 to go. So let's reset this. 1:36 to go on the penalty to Poland. 3:30 left on the major penalty to number 21 for DU, Stephen Flood.
But yeah, a great rush there with Bealey and Ogden, and unfortunate as Ogden received in his 2-on-1 earlier in this period, no goal, but a great opportunity there to close out that 4-on-3 power play for the Eagles, and now the Eagles back at full strength, so we'll have a 5-on-3 penalty with 1:34 remaining, as you just mentioned.
Face off in deep. It's going to be won by the Eagles against Dustin Wishmeyer, but they will take a moment, and here we go. Big power play opportunity for the Eagles. Big penalty kill for the Panthers. Good job forced by Jacob. He'll turn and slam it off the wall, and it'll trickle out to center ice. Eastern now trying to get it deep. They'll just lay it in on the backhand. Jacobs will pull it off the wall, look to one time, and it was just a little bit too fast. He'll turn the body and fire it around, but an easy keep in for Samota. Samota now sends it off down low and gets it right back. Moves it over to the middle and Torrance. He's been there all game on the power play. Torrance's pass for Samota couldn't be one-timed, and now the Eagles will work it in. Outside rim in the near side circle. They fire it to Torrance up top side of the net. It never found its target. Chance in front. They pulled it just wide.
And that net continues to struggle as it's knocked off its moorings once again. So this faceoff will remain inside. But a great opportunity there for the Eagles right to the right side of Gravelin. So similar to the Mason Bollinger goal on Duff there in the first period on the power play, the Eagles exploiting that as well. And unfortunate for them, that shot was off the mark. And unfortunate for Phil Gravine, instead of getting that puck up and out, the whistle had to have been blown because his skate edge knocked that net off its mooring. So the faceoff will remain inside, and the Panthers still have 46 here in their first penalty to finish.
Face-off won by the Eagles. Panthers would have loved to have gotten a win there, but we'll play on here. Samota hands off and gets back. He's playing catch with number 27, Kozlowski. Now they look to switch off. Kozlowski moves it to the middle. Torrance now sends it to the bottom of the net face-off dot and gets it back right in the middle. They move it now to the wing. Missing it was Kozlowski. It bounces right to a Panther and down the ice. Just 25 to go in the first penalty to DU. Quickly up by Duff, and now Eastern bringing it over the line. Kozlowski looked to send it to the middle. It was knifed down, but controlled by Torrance. He's got it, top of the circle now. Hands off and switches off. Looking to get control again here will be the Eagles. Now top of the circle and fading on back will be Samota. Samota looks to just flip it deep. Gets it to Kozlowski, centering pass hit his stick. One man back for the Panthers. 1:52 of the major power play to continue here for the Eagles. Good job as DU gets a man down there. Eastern Michigan, Torrance looking to move to the middle. He does, but sends the puck down low. Eastern wants to walk around. They will. Now work it to the far side of the rink. They move it to the middle with Pacino. Handing back on to number 28. That was Stankiewicz, and now he'll switch off. Snap pass in front. It got to Samota. He just sends it deep. Eastern looking to drag around. No call coming there. Looking for one. Clearing attempt, doesn't get out. Lale's got to close off here quickly. They move to the net. Centering pass, there was nobody home, and the Panthers will shoot at the length of the ice. Right onto the goaltender, Duff, though. Long stretch pass is brought in offside with just 1:10 to go in the penalty kill.
And the Eagles player thought he was. The guy who received the pass was onside, but unfortunate for him, there was still a line change in the process, and the Eagles were offsides with 1:10 remaining here in the major penalty to flood. So the Panthers doing an excellent job here on the PK, getting some good blocks, getting in the passing lanes, not giving Phil Gravine a huge amount of work or prime goal-scoring opportunities for the Eagles thus far. So let's see if they can kill the remaining of this off and get back to 5-on-5 action here.
Puck held in now by the Eagles. Trying to get to the net will be Hodges. And it's cleared away out to center ice again by DU. Only 58 to go in the major power play. 3-2 Panthers. Under 6:45 to go here in period number 2. Puck cleared around. Another Eastern player goes falling to the ice. Stretching Jacobs tried to send it out. Noble will go down to block a shot. There's a shot and a block by Bellator. Good job here. Only 37 to go in the power play. Eastern, everything to the outside here. They've had nothing really to the middle. A pass across everybody. Intercepted, and here comes Bellator. 1-on-2. He'll move in, just wind and fire. Duff a save. And he'll look to push it again, and he fumbled it. And now he's just got to play it as he kind of dropped his stick, and there's only 19 to go in the power play. Loading up his Torrance. Time for a rush. Not much more than that. Munford tries to cut him off. Torrance will roll it deep. Hofer now into the corner with 10 to go. He'll fire it around. Didn't have enough to get all the way out, though. Stankiewicz held it for a moment, and now it's out to center. And the last Panther player will be out of the box in 2 and in 1, and we are even strength. Great work by the DU penalty kill.
Huge kill there by the Panthers, killing off the major penalty, let alone 2 minor penalties. So good for them, and then we're back to 5 of 5 of side action, and let's see if the Panthers can regain some momentum here in this second period.
Next shift now going to be huge, and that's this one here. DU looking to clear it out, and they will. 3-on-2 over the line. Poland waits, finds the trailer, moving in. Bailey, a shot. He just missed the top corner. Trying to steal it behind the net was Wishmeyer. He couldn't. Frank will now step into it. Forced to the half boards, and Bealey will step in. Kept in for a moment. Poland wanted to shoot it. Instead, Frank will fire back from whence he came. DU now looking to be dangerous. That puck's thrown into the corner. Wishmeyer couldn't get a stick on it. It's played off in there. Pacino ends up clearing it up, and Eastern will bring it back now. 5 minutes exactly to go in period number 2. A shot on, saved by Gravelin, left in the crease, and now it's knocked down and teed up perfectly for DU. Frank puts it ahead. McCarthy moving in. Oh, what a drag! It scores! What a goal by McCarthy on the drag!
An excellent play there by Luke as he caught that pass, fabulous in stride, moving down the lane. Forced the Eagles defender to make that first move. He committed, pulled up, gave that little stop, pulled it to the slot, made no doubt about it, beat Duff 5-hole to give the Panthers a 2-goal lead here with 4:48 remaining in the second period. And a great individual effort on his part, and he made no doubt about it, finished that goal to knock it off. But with that, I'm actually going to step away for the remainder of this period as we have 3 lucky contestants tonight who are going to participate in the second intermission activity. So I'll be back after that, and Tom, call her out the rest of this period, and I'll be back for the third.
Sounds good. We got 4:48 to go. We also have a timeout taken by the Eagles. We'll take it with them. DU on top now, 4-2. We'll be back after this brief but all-important timeout.
Restaurant and Sports Lounge. Voted Grand Rapids Best Sports Bar 6 years in a row. The best in sports action. Red Wings, Pistons, NCAA basketball, including every second of March Madness. Daily drink specials. 22 beers on tap. Express lunch buffet Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Grand Rapids favorite happy hour with the $2.99 appetizer menu. Incredible takeout and late night pizza specials. Kitchens open until 1:30 a.m. every night. Check out all the great specials and events at ucellos.com. Ucellos Restaurant and Sports Lounge, where great food and sports come together in Grand Rapids, Caledonia, and Standale.
What a drag goal there by Luke McCarthy. We have 4:48 to go in period number 2. DU on top by a score of 4-2. McCarthy's goal is his 3rd of the weekend. Bollinger with 2 power play tallies tonight for the Panthers, as well as Andrew Frank having 3 assists, getting the lone assist on the goal by McCarthy, as he now has 18 tallies on the year, or 18 assists on the year, and DU now trying to get control of this hockey game. Took that goal, will take a big step towards that. Puck cleared by Bollinger. Eckler now at center, gives it to Brooks and across. Puck now directed in by DU. It's teed up and looking to fire it up ahead, and good job by Duff, and it'll come to center. Lale took it away. Lale's run over. Eckler now will go in with Mason Bollinger. Lale steps in, keeps it in. Actually, we had a goalie change on that as Duff is now out of the game. It's number 30 for Eastern. Kevin Kissaw is the netminder. DU now, a shot there, didn't get through. Lale now looking to work it up as Lale is playing a forward role here, possibly due to the hole that's left by number 21, Stephen Flood. Mason tried to sweep it over to Eckler. That didn't work. Second effort. Mason will now carry in. Bollinger took a check, tried to spin it, and it was knifed away. And trying to skate away here will be Zachary Willis. He got forced to the wide side and just easily grabbed off here by Walsh, who will give to Bollinger. Easton completing a change. Bollinger will play it ahead. Over the line comes Wishmeyer. He'll throw the brakes on. Bollinger now picks it up outside rim in the near side circle. Fires it across the ice and then never found Windecker. And Eastern will bring it up to center ice here and no further. Good steal there by the Panthers. Stepping up was Holden, and Windecker makes a couple plays. Puck bouncing around. Nobody wants it. Finally, it's going to be grabbed and brought in by Annette. Sharp angle shot saved by Gravelin. Rebound ends up into the corner. Windecker never played it, and now Walsh will grab it. 3:17 to go. We'll play an Elter-Skelter here. Walsh turned it over. Look out, and it was just poked off into the corner. Nice little hit there by DU defenseman Walsh. Another big hit by them. Could have been a call there. Referee lets it go. Let's play on. Although part of it was because the Eastern player turned his back into the hit. Windecker with a nice little sweep. Nobody was ready for it, and the man streaking was Ogden, and that's going to be fired in on the late offside. The Panthers will get a chance to bring it up and hold on for a moment here. Windecker grabs it. He's got Ogden with speed. Good move there. Windecker was back checked off a little bit and shot right on through the crease. All the way back. Now McCarthy and Jacob trying to hold it in on the near side, and it's going to be brought up by the Eagles. 2-on-1. Windecker trying to get back. They flip it on. Moving in. Sharp angle and a save by Graveline. Centering pass, and that's peeled off by the Panthers. And a long stretch pass just to kind of settle it down there. Jacobs on a force. Windecker will peel at center. Wait, now he'll fire it in. McCarthy now after the big rebounds left there. And they're going to say McCarthy was in on an offside play. And we'll get a whistle here and a face-up with 2:16 to go in period number 2. Kevin Kissaw, the junior, now the netminder here. For the visiting Eagles as Duff gets pulled, giving up his 4th. And a beautiful move by McCarthy. And McCarthy's out there to take this draw against Poland. Frank will be the other winger on this line. Stretch pass there was directed in, and now Bealey plays it up, and he played it into the Eastern bench, or the penalty box there, and we'll get a whistle on a face-off with 2:08 to go in period number 2. DU down 2-1 in the first, now up 4-2 with time to ticking away here in period number 2. DU won last night's game 5-2, up ahead in this one 4-2. Puck to the line, good job keeping it in and by Samota, but now Eastern's got to load up here at center. Torrance being harassed and forced by Frank. Frank now runs his man off into the wall, which was Samota. His little centering pass was intercepted by McCarthy. It nearly bounced onto the forward Poland, but didn't quite get to him. Now Torrance back on a rush. Look to cut to the middle. He does. Gains control. Puck bouncing around in the high slot. Now breaking back. Here comes McCarthy. 2-on-1. McCarthy sends it across. McCarthy to Poland. A shot. Oh, what a stop by Kissaw. Great shot by Poland, and Kissaw got a glove on it and kept it in front of him with 1:34 to go. DU, a lot of jump here. Really, since about the 10-minute mark of the first period, they've had a lot of jump in this hockey game. Noble now up with Munford. The other winger's Bellator. Puck to the line. Walsh looks to cut to the middle. 3 guys on him, and he'll just peel off and send it deep. It hit off the stick of Bellator. Noble will come help out. Noble actually stole it, sends it in front. Bellator couldn't really get a good shot on. Ends up going deep, and now Bellator will apply a forechecking roll. Noble got knocked down in front of the Eastern net, and now Noble will go play it and just tip it off the wall. Munford's got it. He's got Bellator to the net. Munford tried to drag one up, and it was blocked over the net. Nice bump by Noble as he applies the pressure to number 21 in green. That's Hodges. Puck now rolled over. Munford, good job to kind of hold his man up as he didn't really want to get Kluskowitz in there for boarding, so a good job by him to not do that. He'll now go off, and Cody Walsh will come back for it into the final 45 of the period. DU on top by a pair. Stretch pass is directed in by Ogden. Kissaw plays it around, and 3 Eagles will come through center ice with it. Now bringing it over the line will be Hodges. He'll fire one. It hit off the grass, of the mask, I should say, of Gravelin, but DU able to clear it here. And Eastern will get it right back out to center ice. Dragging back through was number 9, Aslos. There's no offsides here because it was brought in by an Eastern player. Second attempt to clear didn't work. Wishmeyer and Windecker along the wall. 2 guys take Windecker. That gives Wishmeyer room, and he fired it on the far side. 6 to go in the period. Brooks has got to shoot it. They'll just keep it in with 3 to go in the period, and that'll be cleared to the line. One more chance for Windecker. The horn sounds, and a really good period of play by the Panthers will end with DU cashing in 2 more times to take a 4-2 lead with 40 minutes in the books. Folks, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll update you through what happened through the first 40 minutes here. You're listening to the Davenport Athletic Network, the Dan second intermission update coming up next.
The piggy bank. When you were a kid, it was the symbol of savings and responsibility, helping you to save money for the things you really wanted. Today, you can simply shop at Meijer, where your money goes further with our low Meijer prices on thousands of items you use every day. And don't forget about our great sales. Plus, you can save even more by signing up for M-Perks, so you can take advantage of great offers with our digital coupons and rewards. You know, come to think about it, Meijer is just like a piggy bank, but even better.
Does your office have a combination of printers, copiers, scanners, and fax machines that aren't working together, are unreliable, inefficient, and often poorly suited for their tasks? This efficiency drain can hurt your business and your image. Michigan Office Solutions gives you control of imaging, managing and storing your documents so you can reduce expenses while operating more efficiently. Michigan Office Solutions specifies the most reliable, trouble-free office equipment in the industry. For more than 50 years, Michigan businesses have known they can count on Michigan Office Solutions to improve the way they get things done. Check them out at mos-xerox.com. Again, that's mos-xerox.com. Michigan Office Solutions. Our people, one purpose. Delivering a world-class customer experience. Broadmoor Motors is a family-owned and operated dealership that also rents vehicles. Broadmoor has small to full-size cars, 12-passenger vans, minivans, sports cars, and more. That variety, plus their exceptional service, is what's made them become Davenport University's preferred rental company. They also have an extensive selection of pre-owned vehicles for sale. Broadmoor stands by their philosophy of a no-pressure sales approach and a reputation for providing Grand Rapids with quality pre-owned vehicles. Located just south of M6 on the corner of M37 and 68th Street in Caledonia, and now serving Hastings, Broadmoor has you covered for all of your automotive needs for rental, sales, and service. Taste is what makes a pizza a Jets pizza. Our special recipe, combined with only high-quality ingredients, fresh dough made daily, rich sauce, and premium mozzarella cheese, gives you a great-tasting pizza, no matter what the occasion. Whether it's a family gathering at home or watching your favorite team in your dorm room, call and ask us about our Jets Pizza's monthly specials. You can call to order one of our specialty pizzas or build one to your own taste with free-flavored crust. And make sure to ask for our coupon prices when you call. Whether joining us at our place for lunch or enjoying delivery at your place for a meal or snack, Jets Pizza can deliver not only pizza, but salads, wings, subs, Jets bread, cinnamon sticks, and Coke products. Catering service is available for parties of all sizes. Call your Davenport University Jets in Caledonia at 9349 Cherry Valley Avenue at 891-8800.
Life is short, eat better pizza. Let's get Jets.
Second intermission here in Grand Rapids as DU is on top by a score of 4-2 with 40 in the books. Let's recap how we got there after exchanging goals in period number one. Stankiewicz from Samota started the scoring, but then it was answered by the power play goal from Bollinger, his 14th. Frank got the assist for number 16 on the year. Fauchot then got a power play goal from Pacino at the 16-20 mark. That didn't last long, as Bollinger's 15th of the year from Frankenhofer made it 2-2. Let's follow that up with what happened in period number two. It started with a penalty to Samota. That was a high sticking call at the 4:24 mark. What does DU do with it? Well, as of right now, it has been Brooks's goal, as they've given it to Brooks from Eckler on the power play. Bollinger was parked off in front of the net. Looked like he might have had a stick on it. The referee says no, or at least when he reports it. That's something that might get changed later, but anyway you look at it, DU now, after that play, now had the 3-2 lead. Hodges went off for tripping at the 6:32 mark. In the middle of that power play, or excuse me, right after that power play expired, McCarthy and Duff got into a little bit of a skirmish right in front of the net. Duff actually got an extra 2 minutes. DU had a power play upcoming. It did not last for long, as at the 9:10 mark, Flood got a 5-minute major for checking from behind and a game misconduct. 5-minute power play. We were playing 4-a-side for a little bit. DU able to survive that. No harm, no foul. And while on the penalty kill, or shortly before going to the penalty kill, Poland got a high sticking call at the 10:18 mark. So DU had to kill off 120 plus of 5-on-3 time, did it. They had to kill off 3:30 of 5-on-4 major power play time, did that too, and ended up getting a late goal. McCarthy, oddly enough, on a beautiful toe drag in the slot, fired it in past the netminder Duff. Frank getting the assist there. McCarthy's goal, his 3rd goal of the weekend, his 13th goal of the season, 25th point, and just like that, DU had a lead of 4-2, which is where we are as of right now. Folks, we're going to step aside, and as you can see on your screen, due to the intermission update, or intermission entertainment, I should say, a little bit of a reset on the clock, so we're going to step aside, come back, and still let you know about what's coming up next on the Davenport Athletic Network, The Dan. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Dan. We'll be back as the second intermission rolls on.
Have you ever chartered a bus? No? Well, maybe you're missing something. Think about the last time you loaded up the family, the soccer team, the church group, the relatives, and neighbors, or some people from work. Then you drove to Chicago, Detroit, Lansing, Indy, or wherever, probably in several cars or SUVs. Fun, huh? Charter a Cardinal bus. A spacious, comfortable Cardinal bus saves you time, hassle, and money. And it's the greenest way to travel. Buses use 80% less fuel per passenger than the average car. Cardinal takes care of directions, parking, and traffic while you and your group relax and enjoy the trip in comfort. Reclining seats, big picture windows, a restroom, and a multi-screen DVD. Let Cardinal Buses take you there. Visit cardinalbuses.com or call 1-800-521-6006.
Uccello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge. Voted Grand Rapids' best sports bar 6 years in a row. The best in sports action. Red Wings, Pistons, NCAA basketball, including every second of March Madness. Daily drink specials. 22 beers on tap. Express lunch buffet Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Grand Rapids' favorite happy hour with the $2.99 appetizer menu. Incredible takeout and late night pizza specials. Kitchens open until 1:30 a.m. every night. Check out all the great specials and events at uccellos.com. Uccello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge, where great food and sports come together in Grand Rapids, Caledonia, and Standale.
The piggy bank. When you were a kid, it was the symbol of savings and responsibility, helping you to save money for the things you really wanted. Today, you can simply shop at Meijer, where your money goes further with our low Meijer prices on thousands of items you use every day. And don't forget about our great sales. Plus, you can save even more by signing up for M-Perks, so you can take advantage of great offers with our digital coupons and rewards. You know, come to think about it, Meijer is just like a piggy bank, but even better.
Does your office have a combination of printers, copiers, scanners, and fax machines that aren't working together, are unreliable, inefficient, and often poorly suited for their tasks? This efficiency drain can hurt your business and your image. Michigan Office Solutions gives you control of imaging, managing and storing your documents so you can reduce expenses while operating more efficiently. Michigan Office Solutions specifies the most reliable, trouble-free office equipment in the industry. For more than 50 years, Michigan businesses have known they can count on Michigan Office Solutions to improve the way they get things done. Check them out at mos-xerox.com. Again, that's mos-xerox.com. Michigan Office Solutions. Our people, one purpose. Delivering a world-class customer experience.
Broadmoor Motors is a family-owned and operated dealership that also rents vehicles. Broadmoor has small to full-size cars, 12-passenger vans, minivans, sports cars, and more. That variety, plus their exceptional service, is what's made them become Davenport University's preferred rental company. They also have an extensive selection of pre-owned vehicles for sale. Broadmoor stands by their philosophy of a no-pressure sales approach and a reputation for providing Grand Rapids with quality pre-owned vehicles. Located just south of M6 on the corner of M37 and 68th Street in Caledonia, and now serving Hastings, Broadmoor has you covered for all of your automotive needs for rental, sales, and service.
Taste is what makes a pizza a Jets pizza. Our special recipe, combined with only high-quality ingredients, fresh dough made daily, rich sauce, and premium mozzarella cheese, gives you a great-tasting pizza. No matter what the occasion, whether it's a family gathering at home or watching your favorite team in your dorm room, call and ask us about our Jets Pizza's monthly specials. You can call to order one of our specialty pizzas or build one to your own taste with free-flavored crust. And make sure to ask for our coupon prices when you call.
Whether joining us at our place for lunch or enjoying delivery at your place for a meal or snack, Jets Pizza can deliver not only pizza, but salads, wings, subs, Jets bread, cinnamon sticks, and Coke products. Catering service is available for parties of all sizes. Call your Davenport University Jets in Caledonia at 9349 Cherry Valley Avenue at 891-8800.
Life is short, eat better pizza. Let's get Jets.
Back inside the Patterson Ice Center here. Second intermission rolling on here. DU, after tonight's game, got a lot of action coming up for you on the Dan. Tomorrow we'll have women's ice hockey for you. That game's at 10:15 a.m. The video will not include audio streams, so make sure you tune in and enjoy that one. On Wednesday the 15th, 5:10, women's basketball versus Marygrove. On that same day, 7:45, men's basketballs versus Marygrove. Both of those games available for you on the Davenport Athletic Network. That'll take us into Friday, which is where we'll have a stream of the D3 game versus Bowling Green. 8 o'clock for the stream on that one. Davenport women's basketball is at Lourdes. That game is on Saturday the 18th at 12:40. At 2:45, the men's team will be again at Lourdes. On Saturday the 18th as well, we got a doubleheader of hockey action for you. At 3 o'clock, we got D3 action against Bowling Green. At 5:15, we got men's action against Western Michigan University. Continue on into the following week. On Wednesday the 22nd, Northwestern Ohio women's basketball versus DU. That is a 5:30 p.m. game, and that'll be produced by the Northwestern Ohio school. Also on that same day, men's basketball is on the road in Northwestern Ohio as well. That is a 7:30 time for that one. And the following weekend, 2 games against Lindenwood highlight our hockey coverage on the Dan. 8:15 on Friday and 5:15 on Saturday. That's followed up with men's hockey D3 style as they will host Adrian. And that takes us through the 25th. Folks, that takes us through the second intermission. When we come back, third period action coming up for you. You're listening to the Davenport Athletic Network, the Dan. Stay tuned. We're back after this brief but all-important timeout.
Have you ever chartered a bus? No? Well, maybe you're missing something. Think about the last time you loaded up the family, the soccer team, the church group, the relatives, and neighbors, or some people from work. Then you drove to Chicago, Detroit, Lansing, Indy, or wherever, probably in several cars or SUVs. Fun, huh? Charter a Cardinal bus. A spacious, comfortable Cardinal bus saves you time, hassle, and money. And it's the greenest way to travel. Buses use 80% less fuel per passenger than the average car. Cardinal takes care of directions, parking, and traffic while you and your group relax and enjoy the trip in comfort. Reclining seats, big picture windows, a restroom, and a multi-screen DVD. Let Cardinal Buses take you there. Visit cardinalbuses.com or call 1-800-521-6006.
Uccello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge. Voted Grand Rapids' best sports bar 6 years in a row. The best in sports action. Red Wings, Pistons, NCAA basketball, including every second of March Madness. Daily drink specials, 22 beers on tap. Express lunch buffet Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Grand Rapids' favorite happy hour with the $2.99 appetizer menu. Incredible takeout and late night pizza specials. Kitchens open until 1:30 a.m. every night. Check out all the great specials and events at uccellos.com. Uccello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge, where great food and sports come together in Grand Rapids, Caledonia, and Standale.
The piggy bank. When you were a kid, it was the symbol of savings and responsibility, helping you to save money for the things you really wanted. Today, you can simply shop at Meijer, where your money goes further with our low Meijer prices on thousands of items you use every day. And don't forget about our great sales. Plus, you can save even more by signing up for M-Perks, so you can take advantage of great offers with our digital coupons and rewards. You know, come to think about it, Meijer is just like a piggy bank, but even better.
Does your office have a combination of printers, copiers, scanners, and fax machines that aren't working together, are unreliable, inefficient, and often poorly suited for their tasks? This efficiency drain can hurt your business and your image. Michigan Office Solutions gives you control of imaging, managing and storing your documents so you can reduce expenses while operating more efficiently. Michigan Office Solutions specifies the most reliable, trouble-free office equipment in the industry. For more than 50 years, Michigan businesses have known they can count on Michigan Office Solutions to improve the way they get things done. Check them out at mos-xerox.com. Again, that's mos-xerox.com. Michigan Office Solutions. Our people, one purpose, delivering a world-class customer experience.
Broadmoor Motors is a family-owned and operated dealership that also rents vehicles. Broadmoor has small to full-size cars, 12-passenger vans, minivans, sports cars, and more. That variety, plus their exceptional service, is what's made them become Davenport University's preferred rental company. They also have an extensive selection of pre-owned vehicles for sale. Broadmoor stands by their philosophy of a no-pressure sales approach and a reputation for providing Grand Rapids with quality pre-owned vehicles. Located just south of M6 on the corner of M37 and 68th Street in Caledonia, and now serving Hastings, Broadmoor has you covered for all of your automotive needs for rental, sales, and service.
Taste is what makes a pizza a Jets Pizza. Our special recipe, combined with only high-quality ingredients, fresh dough made daily, rich sauce, and premium mozzarella cheese gives you a great-tasting pizza. No matter what the occasion, whether it's a family gathering at home or watching your favorite team in your dorm room, call and ask us about our Jets Pizza's monthly specials. You can call to order one of our specialty pizzas or build one to your own taste with free-flavored crust. And make sure to ask for our coupon prices when you call. Whether joining us at our place for lunch or enjoying delivery at your place for a meal or snack, Jets Pizza can deliver not only pizza, but salads, wings, subs, Jets bread, cinnamon sticks, and Coke products. Catering service is available for parties of all sizes. Call your Davenport University Jets in Caledonia at 9349 Cherry Valley Avenue at 891-8800.
Life is short, eat better pizza. Let's get Jets.
Alrighty, folks, just 2 minutes now on the intermission clock. Thank you for staying with us here after an extended period of time here. Again, they have actually just made the announcement in the arena, too, as Mason Bollinger has been given credit for that third goal. So he has 3 goals tonight, a hat trick for Mason Bollinger. That goal should read Bollinger from Brooks and Eckler. Time of the goal was at the 4:36 mark. That was the Panthers' 3rd goal of the game. They got their 4th goal late in the period as McCarthy with a beautiful toe drag and fire on as he gets the goal from Frank. McCarthy's goal gives him a total of 13 on the year. The assist by Frank gives him 18 on the year. Andrew Frank now, a remarkable, really good stuff, as Frank now with 28 points on the year in just 25 games played. Only 8 penalty minutes as well for Mr. Frank. 4 goals on the power play. Everything you'd want from one of your top 5 players being done by Andrew Frank. And now DU coming out of the locker room. And let's bring in Matt. Matt, I don't know if you heard while you were around the arena here, but that goal has changed. It is now Mason Bollinger from Brooks and Eckler, and that gives a hat trick for Mason Bollinger on the game. And all 3 of them on the power play, and on the first 3 power play opportunities for DU today.
Hey, he's just the PP specialist out there for your Panthers, and he's making the most of his opportunities, being around the net, harassing the goaltender. As I just heard as I was down in the locker room with the gentleman, and Coach Filcini was complimenting them on that, being a harassment, as we've seen Duff get pulled from this game, as he did lose his temper there on McCarthy. So that's exactly what the game plan was from Coach Sweeney, was to get into the goaltender's head, and once you do that, you're sort of on it. But it looks like Duff is going to be put back in the net here. So I did see his coach speaking with him outside of the locker room. So that must have been it, that they were going to have faith in him and let him think it through and sort of relax here and get back in the game, as it is only a 2-goal game. And the Panthers coaching staff rejuvenated and really expressed the love and faith that they had in the team, and being extremely, extremely enthusiastic that they were crushing that and they were getting on the nerves of Duff. So let's see if they can get right off back onto it, as I know Coach Phil Sweeney loves that stuff, as he just said that in the locker room. So that's word for word, and let's see what the Panthers have here for this 3rd period.
Excellent stuff as always, Matt. Those 3 power play goals also give Mason Bollinger 10 power play tallies on the year. The next closest guy, Kleiman, has got 5. 5, and Frank with 4. Then a smattering of guys with 1 and 2. So really good stuff by that power play specialist. Bollinger, 16 goals on the year, 10 of them with the man advantage. And we are underway in period number 3. DU on top by a pair. It was the same 4-2 score going into period 3 last night. DU got 1, and that was all that was added in the third period. Let's see what happens tonight. Wishmeyer trying to play off a check. He had Ogden going to the front. Got help by way of Windecker, but it's brought up now by the Eastern Michigan squad. They look to just send it in deep, and off the big rebound, it is Jacobs now. Firing up ahead, a step too far for Windecker. Referee says no icing though, and Windecker looks to throw it around the wall. Nobody was over at the point as Walsh and Bealey kind of got a little crossed up there, but now it's Walsh laying it ahead, and that will go for icing as a little bit of helter-skelter play here. Will force a face-off back in deep, and Bollinger and McCarthy. See, they may have called off. No, it was icing here as the guys are calling them back out onto the rink here.
So linemen got all the correct personnel back on the ice, and hopefully they're not too tired as there's a fairly quick shift and a quick whistle there for that icing. So let's see what we have in store here.
They do have fresh defensemen out as Walsh did not start this period, Walsh and Bealey, so at least they're good on the defensive end. A pass in front and a good collapse by Bealey, and then he'll just kick it up ahead to Windecker.
Way to get in the passing lane there for him, and a nice blocker save there by Duff. Sorry to cut you off there, Tom.
No, Windecker rifled that one. You're fine, Matt, as it's brought back in over the line, trying to dip the shoulder as Gasser. He was forced off by Walsh. Now in deep, McCarthy tries to help tie it up. It's in the skate. Walsh had his man just boxed out, and McCarthy now with a nice outlet to Poland. He couldn't catch up with it. Hofer trying to get back. Windecker still out there. It's a 1:30 shift for him, and now he'll finally go off, and Eastern's got it, and they'll look to stretch. A big hit, a turnover, and Poland had it poked off. Now Frank moving through, and he couldn't keep the puck with him. Good job there by the Eastern defense cutting that off. A one-timer by Torrance didn't get through, and then a kind of knocked down by a net. There's a little bit of line juggling here as the net and Torrance didn't start this game together. As DU now has control, and Hofer will lead Frank. Frank already with 3 assists on the night. Drops it off and run over there. McCarthy gets up, none the worse for wear. A little bit of a stick into the face of Frank. Nothing called there as the referee had his head turned, and it'll end up getting as far as the line, but held close by McCarthy. He'll now look to move in. Took a little slash. He'll fire it to Duff, and then Duff will just put the glove on it as Frank was applying the pressure, and we'll get a whistle on a face-off with 17:47 to go here in period number 3.
But Luke definitely coming into the zone there with his head down, and fortunate for him, he didn't get a major hit as he should have as he was reaching out for that pass, which we would call a suicide pass, where you got to get your head down and sort of extend your body awkwardly when you're cutting across the net. So a great play there by Eastern, picking up on him, eliminating the body and eliminating that play from the Panthers. But Nuss, as you said, Nuss warned for wear, sorry for Luke, and he'll be fine.
Now Ogden looks to come out of the wall with it. Oh, he put it in the skates of Eckler. They try to send it across, and this is just going to be knocked out to center ice here, and back to get it will be John Brooks. Brooks fires it off the wall. Lale will tee it up for himself. A little bit too far for Mason, and it's intercepted in the middle there by Clausewitz, but DU's able to break that up, and now turning back, 3 of them come to center. Ogden up with Eckler. He'll drop to Bollinger. Gets it back. Sharp angle shot by Eckler. Ogden tried to... I thought it had hit the ground. It turns out that Duff had it, and it never hit the ground, and we'll get a whistle on a face-off. 17:08 now in period number 3.
Yep, Duff had his catch and glove work in there as he held that post there, and that save selection there is called the inside knee drop, so it's something you use on a steep angle shot or a wraparound attempt, and Duff did that perfectly as he held his blocker post and let that rebound trickle right down into his glove. But an offensive zone face-off here for the Panthers as Mumford sets for the draw.
Draw was won, though, by the Eagles, and it's behind the net now. Gasser uses the net as a shield, and he turned it over and got it right back as Samoda tried to help out, and DU will again get a steal, trying to handle it. Wishmeyer, he made nifty moves on 2 players to at least keep it close, but Eastern will be able to get it as far as center, and Bealey will just direct it back into the Eastern end. DU very content to play that style of game, not letting the Eagles get anything built through center ice here. Eagles will try again. Samoda's outlet hit a glove, and now Jacobs is in a foot race with Astelos. He'll fire it around the half boards, and DU on a second effort gets it down, and Noble, he's going to be in all alone. Kevin Noble moving, and it slipped off his stick and rolled just wide. DU 4th line out there. Bellator couldn't come up with it, and Eastern will just fire that in deep. Teed up by Graveline. Bealey will come get it. He'll leave for big Josh Mumford. Munford's outlet hit a stick on the ice, or it actually knocked the stick right out of a Eastern Michigan hand, and Bealey's got to load back up for the Panthers. Stretched by Bealey, directed in by Bellator. He'll now come off, and DU will get a fresh line out there. Ogden out there again as he was double shifted here. DU down a forward with Stephen Flood being kicked out of this hockey game. DU now flips it up. Ogden gets it to settle on a stick, and he'll move in. Ogden throws it through, and Wishmeyer couldn't find it as it was behind him. Windecker with a little bit of force, and now Eastern back the other way. Good speed here by Fosho. He had a great game yesterday, said his name a ton, has not really mentioned his name much in period number 2 after an active first period. Eastern Michigan back at center ice with it. Quick snap pass, and through comes Pinkowski. He'll fire it in. Gravelon just with the active goalie stick knocks it into the corner. Walsh looks to turn. Out of the reach of Hofer. Coming out over to help out will be Ogden. He fanned on the pass, but it does get out to center. Wishmeyer slowed up that shooting, and DU now has an opportunity. Phil Windecker at center ice. Spun away from a check. Controlled the puck. Couldn't follow up with it, though, as McCarthy's now out. Walsh will come back to get it. Again, net used as a shield, and now he'll load up here for DU. Walsh with a nifty move. Had it poked off a stick, though, and Kozlowski just sends it back through. Nobody was home, though, and now it's Hofer. Winston Hofer gains the line and scores!
Wow. A silent sniper there in Winston Hofer as he reached over that Eagles line and unleashed the wrist shot and just sort of beat Duff. He went down in his butterfly and was very awkward and went right over his shoulder, high blocker right into your near side corner here of the Eagles net, and it gives the Panthers a 3-goal lead now. So a great individual effort by Hofer there, again leading the rush there, and he gets the puck on net, and once you know it, it ends up in the back of the net. So got to congratulate him on that one, and I know he's been wanting to go for a while here, and he gets one in, although he probably didn't think it was going in. It did go in.
Unassisted goal by Hofer at 5:16. And DU now, just like yesterday, has a 5-2 lead in the third period. And also somewhere Doc Emmerich is saying it's never a bad play to put the puck on the net. Meanwhile, that puck's going to be flipped out to center ice, and it'll roll on down. No icing here, as they say it could have been played by Romer. He'll now just fire it around the wall. Looking to step into it will be Brooks. Couldn't shield the puck in, but it ends up on the stick of Poland, who fires back, and now McCarthy will just direct it in. Gets the back glass. Big rebound. Brooks spun it behind, and run over and unable to get back his footing. Was a defense forward attacking for DU. That was 34 Frank. 3 assists tonight for him. A little bit of a fake by Poland. Didn't like it, so he'll come back. He's got Brooks and Leo with him. Poland will leave it, and he'll now go off. Windecker and Eckler. The other forward on a stretch pass is Bollinger. This is going to get down to him. He's already got 3 tonight. Mason throws it in front. The trailer Eckler settles it, fires it just wide. Penalty upcoming. And a slash upcoming, and I believe it's going to be a power play for the Panthers.
Yep, another power play here for the Panthers as they're buzzing out here in this third period, feeding off of that goal from Hofer. So let's see what they got here in store for us on the PP as they're pouring out the big first unit with Cody Walsh on the point and featuring Bo Jacobs. So 2 possible clap bomb specialists here on the line, and let's see if they feed Mr. Walsh as we're accustomed to seeing with his one-timers. So let's see if somebody can get to the front of the net here and get a deflection, or if not, cause a screen in front of Duff.
I'm fairly certain, too, with the exception of the McCarthy-Duff scrum in front of the net, I think every penalty's been drawn here by Poland as Walsh fires and it's blocked. Poland and Eckler.
Yeah, Poland and Eckler, both using their speed. I mean, they're both gingers, so maybe it's something about the red hair. But they're wheeling out there, and the guys are having a difficult time defending them cleanly and not taking penalties. And it's playing in the advantage of the Panthers. And obviously seeing them today on separate lines, it's sort of a double threat, having them both being on the left wing for each line aside. And they're causing much trouble for the Eagles of Eastern.
Outside of the double minor to Duff, there's been 5 penalties on the Eagles, and I honestly believe that all of them have been caused by the work of Duff and Eckler.
Yep, and you can see the concern or the built up emotion on some of the Eastern Eagles players, as we see Kozlowski, a great goal scorer, but he's been fighting it lately here, and especially in this third period, not making any clean passes. So the Panthers are definitely getting underneath their feet as Mr. Pollen makes a fabulous move and leaves his man on the boards as he was already in the slot. So he's got a great set of hands on him, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully he's going to be here for about 4 more years, as he just came in this semester. So he's going to be a pleasure, and I'm sure Tom and myself hopefully will call his name out here for years to come.
You remember the Datsuk play with Coachera? He kind of did that sort of thing.
Yeah, he sort of made him miss once, and he's like, oh, you want some more, and I'll come back and make you miss again. So let's see if his skill continues to be on display here for all our home contests remaining in this 2013-2014 season.
Eckler just had it knocked off there as after Brooks had a nice physical play in front of the Eastern bench. Torrance looking to kill some time on the man advantage, and that's just going to get fired down the ice. Gravelin will tee it up. Windecker comes back to play. It's Brooks and Eckler. Frank and Mason Bollinger standing all the way up ice. He's got 3 power play tallies in this one. And now it's brought on by Frank over the line, outside rim in the near side circle. Frank will now lay it back to Windecker. Fake shot, gets to Frank. Frank with room, and a shot's blocked here. Good blocking, shot blocking here by Eastern, as they put 3 or 4 up into the mesh netting behind the play.
Yeah, both teams are doing very well getting in the shot and or passing lanes, intercepting passes, or as you just said, blocking shots. So it's good to see that, and they're limiting the amount of shots being placed on both their goaltenders, as we see Phil Graveline have a fairly easy evening tonight, and obviously Duff in the first period had a fairly easy route. So good to see both teams working back and forth, and the Eagles player is actually leaving the ice right now, so hopefully he's not severely injured. Hopefully it's just an equipment malfunction, or maybe he may be under the weather. So we'll keep you up to date on that as best we can, but the play is underway, and the Panthers are still on the power play.
Bollinger fanned on it, and he nearly fanned on it. Boy, it's going right when you fan on a centering pass and nearly ends up in the back of the net. Mason hands on to Eckler. We got 11:45 to go in period 3. We've got 15 to go on the man advantage. Windecker, a shot, and scores! Bollinger! He wanted to lead, no doubt, and he's got his 4th on the power play.
Yep, no doubt about it. That PP unit is working extremely well, as that assist comes off the shot from the point of Phil Windecker, as he unleashes a hard one for Duff to handle with the pads. And wouldn't you know it, Mason Bollinger is standing right next to him and puts in that rebound for his 4th of the night, ladies and gentlemen. So he's getting on the boards, and these Panthers are rolling out. And still strange to see in my eyes why the Eagles leave Duff in this game. I understand he's a senior, but a confidence level wise, and especially the shots he's facing, you sort of need a change there, especially to ease the stress on the team members here, obviously wanting the best for his situation. But the Panthers playing very, very well here in this third, and let's see if they can continue and they can get a few more points up on this board.
There's a stretch pass in. Oh, Wishmeyer pulled off. Brooks will get the secondary assist on that goal. Wishmeyer was just pushed a little bit outside and tried to peel off and look for the trailer. Nobody was coming, so that's cleared off. Noble will turn and fire it deep. I'm gonna speculate, and that's all I can do on this map. Eastern Michigan in their time 0-15 against DU. I wonder if maybe there wasn't, you know, at 2, we're gonna need you. Let's see if we can't get our first. And you know, if these 2 teams have been playing each other for obviously 4 years, and if Duff is a senior, he may be 0-15, and the coach wanted to give him every chance to fix that before he left.
Yeah, no, I can say my senior year when I played, I got to play against them, and we did win all 4 of those games that year. And Coach Phil Sweeney mentioned something in the room that it's difficult to beat a team 4 times in one season, especially league competition. So the Panthers on the verge of doing that this year and getting the season sweep, which is always good. And the more season sweeps you get, obviously, the higher you're probably going to end up in the rankings. So the Panthers rolling here, and they're definitely making no mistake, getting on the horse after the inspirational speech of Coach Sweeney after the first intermission, and as you can see, they're wreaking some havoc here in the Eagles zone.
As Windecker and Ogden were wreaking that havoc, and to go to your point too, and the Panthers have done, or to what you said, they won 3 of 4 against Dearborn. They won 3 of 4 also against Kent State, but as your point mentioned, it's tough to beat a team 4 times in a row.
Yeah, most definitely, and a team such top-heavy ended skilled as the Eagles are, you wouldn't expect that. But there were some close games here the first weekend series against them, but the Panthers are stepping up the pace here, and they're playing a solid game, and they're giving Phil Graveline the most opportunity to keep the puck out of his net.
Windecker's shot was blocked there as he continues to cause all sorts of havoc in this game. We've reached the midway point of period number 3. DU on top by a score of 4-2. They trailed 2-1 in this hockey game, have come back with 5 straight. 4 power play tallies by Mason Bollinger. There's a turnover and a chance, and Gravelin's got that one. Good job by him as he was able to make that save on the opportunity by Gasser. Now 3-on-1. Ogden up with Windecker and Wishmeyer. Wishmeyer to the middle. Windecker couldn't get the pass to settle. Now he spun and centered it to Wishmeyer. That didn't work. Wishmeyer plays it back around. Windecker to go get it in the corner. Windecker now walks out a shot, and Duff's got it. And Duff gives Wishmeyer a nice little hello in the leg there.
Yep, a tired shift there for both teams aside as we can see the Eagles hunched over skating to their bench, and you can see Phil Windecker winded a bit there as they were both out there for an extensive period of time. But nonetheless, they got pucks on net, and once again they had havoc in front of Mr. Drew Duff. So the Panthers doing extremely well here, and they're playing their game plan as I mentioned a few seconds earlier. So let's see what plays out here as the Panthers reach the second half of this third period.
9:18 to go in the third period, as Matt just mentioned. We're beyond the halfway point. Here's a chance, is bringing it in. Kozlowski a shot, and a shrug saved by Phil Graveline. Get a whistle and a face-off still deep in the DU defensive zone here.
And the Eagles player who did vacate the ice, number 28, he did come right back, so maybe getting a stick that he had extra in the locker room as he needed, and he should be back on the ice as he's lined up to the right of us.
And he got a stick in there, but hopped over, and it'll end up at center ice here. That puck's wired in. Graveline will tee it up, and Winston Hofer will play it. He'll wait, let his mates peel off. Now he's attacked, and he'll just fire it off the wall. Frank will just direct it to center ice, and Eastern fires it back in, but on the late offside, they'll touch. Hofer with room now. He's got the goal. That made it 6-0. That pass across hits the glass and grabbed by Frank. He couldn't send it deep, but spun away from trouble. Sends it across. Good job by Hofer. He just wanted to rifle it in there, taking no chances, and a puck that's outletted. Hopped over Walsh's stick, but he's able to corral it and get under control behind the net. Chip off the wall, and DU gets it out to center ice now. Frank will make a little bump there on number 27, Kozlowski, as he'll shoot it in. Eastern making changes. And Walsh, little drag, he'll fire it across. It didn't get by, or unable to get by with Mason Bollinger. He has gotten by most of the game here. Trying to dig it out there with Mason. There's a shot on, it's loose in front, and Wishmeyer couldn't get a stick on it. We'll get a whistle and a face-off with 7:46 to go in a very quick-moving third period.
And Eckler dazzling again this time. Time his counterpart Paulin, as I guess we're going to say, since they both did come in at the same time. But they're definitely putting on a show here for the Panthers and forcing Duff to reach out and extend to attempt to make saves. Although on that last attempt, Eckler was unable to get a shot at. But nonetheless, he regained control of the puck in the corner and set up a play for his Panther line mates.
That puck cleared out to center ice here, and a foot race back will be Brooks. He's looking to cut over number 4, Kwiatkowski. Now the battle along the wall. Holden comes in to help out. Brooks looking to get to it. A little bit of a little bit of breeding, a little bit of face mask grabbing, and
Lars is seeing John in the corner stuffing it up, and he's a feisty fellow, and he knows how to get under his players, and he's not afraid to obviously take those sort of attempts question the bench, but he'll take a 2 minutes in the box as well as John will, and
I don't understand now. I never understand the loading of that team that you're down by 4 goals.
Yeah, it is very second on the team end of the player end. Obviously, the responses. Look at the scoreboard, and there's pretty much nothing else you can say, but I guess it's more of a pride, I guess, for yourself, or something of that sort, but the vintage Wayne are definitely down on the scoreboard now, and the Panthers are doing their work in a fresh white and red.
I wonder if they're still putting it up. Brooks has got the 2 on the board now. I can't see him getting an extra 2 for anything, but referees have surprised me before. Did Brooks skate off because he's not in the penalty box?
Well, he is in the penalty box. He's hidden there as Ogden's sitting on the bench in front of him. But it does look like
Good catch.
it does look like Brooks is going to have an extra 2-minute penalty here.
So, and oddly enough, it was Mason Bollinger who sometimes will come in and, no, I'm wrong. Never mind. You're giving me a dirty look. I know he's not a big penalty killer. I thought I'd see him out there in a PK role, but, well, listen, when you score 4 power play goals in a game, then you're okay to take a penalty kill off.
Yeah, but wouldn't you know, I mean, those are 2 major parts of his games, goal scoring and penalties. So Mason's done both here tonight, and he can't complain about that. And I know everybody else on the bench, including his line mates, know he's on his game, and that's why the Panthers are up by a score of 6-2 here.
Well, they announced they actually gave them 6 minutes to Brooks because they gave him 4. They gave the Eastern player 4, but then Brooks had an original penalty coming. Meanwhile, Wishmeyer, Duff kept the glove solid there.
And he plays it. The play continues here, so the Eagles trying to exploit the tired PK unit possibly as Wishmeyer knifed in on that play and was snagged by Duff.
Jacobs run into a little bit of, all right, that's it. That's
a high
separate.
finish
Here
there,
we go.
but Bo's a tough customer, and he's ready to go as he intercepts that pass at just in front of the blue line.
He goes sometimes into bowling ball mode where he just tries to roll over or run over anything he can. It's pretty great when he has those moments.
He does, and it works out for him. And the only reason he can do that, ladies and gentlemen, the young kids listening, is his feet never stop moving. Once your feet stop moving, that's when all your power and your momentum is going to start slipping. So as long as you keep those legs pumping, you're going to barrel through people. And as long as you stay low and keep your balance, it's going to result in a good result for your end.
Bealey now with a force as he's getting pushed, keeping the puck. Good job getting his head up as nearly got ran over and didn't. And that puck's going to be fired up the ice here, and nobody in green as they take a long time changing here. Wow, that was a really interesting line change. Eastern, usually you get those things done in about 2 seconds. You got your old guys off and your new guys out. That was about a 5-10 second change. Meanwhile, a poke by Ogden and a sharp angle shot fires out the other side. Only 9 to go in the penalty. 5:39 to go in a swift-moving third period. Ogden's way ahead of everybody as Eastern again slow up at the bench. Moving through. Windecker scores!
And that one's right through the wickets again of Duff. And Windecker made no mistake as he made a nifty toe drag around the defender of the Eagles and put it 5-hole on Duff to give the Panthers yet another goal and put this one at 7.
It was an even strength goal. Windecker now with 7. DU with 5 yesterday. They get 7 today. 12 goals on the weekend for them.
And some great scoring support here. And give credit to Duff. These goals are not horrible goals. They're quality goals, and there's good plays off players with quality skill and making the moves at the right time. They're just beating him. So unfortunate for him. His stats are taking a little bit of a hit tonight, but the Panthers, all in all, after their first about 8 minutes lapse there in the first period, have been at it thus since.
So Walsh will get the lone assist on it as Windecker makes a nice jumping save. Walsh tried to leave it for Lale. Lale now had to come back and get it. Now he'll go chase it down to the corner. Nifty move by him as he made 2 nifty moves and fires it ahead to Frank. Frank got bowled over from behind, and that set the play offside. Kind of got the side shoulder, so the referee lets it go. And with 5:02 to go in the game, 7-2 DU, and it looks like they're on their way to getting their 10th in their last 12th hockey game.
That it does. They're en route, and 5:02 remains in this game. And like you said, the physical play a bit. There has been some physical moments here. No devastating hits as we've seen before in games, and especially between Eastern and your Davenport University Panthers. But effective body laying thus far this game, and a lot of stick plays and a lot of pass interceptions. So some smart hockey out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're enjoying it on the Dan, and hope you're enjoying our audio broadcast as well.
And to go back to your point earlier, something you said about Duff, where, I mean, DU's had a couple of 15 to 25 foot shots from right in the low slot. I mean, I don't care who you are. You don't get a ton of those and make the save every time, and that's kind of the last 3 or 4 by DU has just been kind of like that. I'm sure we would like the Hofer goal back, but outside of that, you know, he hasn't had a ton of chances on a lot of these goals.
Yeah, definitely. He wants that Hofer goal back for sure, as well as maybe 2 other. But yeah, all the shots within that slot area, or as I mentioned before in the broadcast, the King's Room. That's any forward who gets a puck in that area, whether it be a mite to an NHL player, has their mouth watering, as they know that's a prime scoring chance. And if they miss, it's either because the goaltender made a fabulous save or they missed the net.
Bollinger over the line, offside. I guess they're going to say he himself was offside because there was no Panther player in the zone.
And he's pleading his case as he's entering the zone backwards. Unfortunately, that only works in the video game version of NHL 14.
Bollinger will now go off. 4 goals on the night, all of them on the power play. Oh, no, just went over to the wing side there as he's still out there with Wischmeyer and Eckler. Big hit by Jacobs. The follow-up comes by number 19. That's a net, and it got blocked by Jacobs. Eckler tried to get it out. He couldn't. Wischmeyer will now peel back, and he'll give it on to number 25, Aaron Bealey. Bealey will wait, let everybody in white set up. All 5 Eastern Michigan players, by the way, are inside the zone. And Bealey's nifty move there forces a little stretch out by DU. Nice job there by the Panthers. And Bollinger, good job getting his head up there at the last minute. They sweep it over to Eckler. He'll bring it in over the line, top of the circle. Now flipping it through, and just unable to get a stick on it was Bealey going in on the back door. Jacobs went in, missed the body, missed the puck, and Eastern's now up on a 2-on-1. They send it across, moving in, and it hit the bar. Would not go for Astalos. Now the other way, Mason, as we go end-to-end here, helter-skelter style. 3:05 to go in the hockey game. DU with a 5-goal lead. Astalos carrying it over the line now. He'll drag, fire it up, and another goal post. Astalos has now hit the crossbar on a goal post. Nets off, and now he scores. Astalos, well, I mean, he got 3 chances in the period. He hit 2 posts on the shift.
Yeah, he was making it ring out there, and he got his charms going. He played his little tune, and he put one in the back of the net to silence that tune. And unfortunate for Phil Gravine and the Panthers to give up a late goal there. Obviously, you never want to see that, as they've been dominating this game so far, and especially in the third period. And to see that, it's something you want back. But Esselos, as you said, the first one in the 2-on-1, a fabulous play, hit the crossbar up and out of play. The next one off the blocker post of Gravine, so to your left side, ladies and gentlemen, and then putting the one in the net there. But a quality play on his part, and he never gave up. He was relentless, and he benefited from it and getting a point on the board.
No, I guess they're going to say number 14 actually had the shot. I'm sorry. So Astalos will at least earn a point for that, as he's got the setup, and the goal will go by Combin. Meanwhile, Eastern looking to send it in as Combin directed it towards Walsh, who has it now. Combin on the forecheck. Walsh is able to step by one and flip it up past the second, and they tee it up for Munford. Munford over the line. Bad angle shot, Duff a save, and he'll hold it with 2:20 to go in period number 3.
But I want to step back a few plays, actually. The one where the Eastern player had Mason Bollinger lined up there. He was skating in from about the red line. It could have been a charging call if that contact was made, but a great communication there. And it wasn't by players on the ice, actually. It was by players on the bench. And that's when you know your team's on par. When everyone on the bench is engaged in the game and everybody's there for everybody, the best thing and the strongest factor a team can contribute is communication, whether it be you're in the play or out of the play. There's no rule against communicating with people on the ice. So when you see your teammates like that, you know you're rolling and you know everybody's on the same page.
Meanwhile, Noble's over the line, and while you were talking there, Matt, another play by Lale, who I believe 4 or 5 times this weekend has gotten beat and then recovered with a stick lift and a puck play. He has done a great job on that. Been a real good addition to this DU squad, as he's looked more and more comfortable in that sweater every game as the season's worn on here.
Yes, he has, and especially his coaches from last year from East Kentwood High School. They're here tonight as they play after us, and they're watching over here to our right-hand side in the Panthers defensive zone. So obviously putting on a show for his alumni that he played with at East Kentwood, as well as their incoming freshmen for this year. So they play tonight against another school that has some ties with Davenport University. Cody Walsh sneaks one, a strange one there, a bit of a riser, and it beat Duff, and it looked to go underneath his armpit, but it definitely made his water barrel rise, as Walsh does have that very, very good shot in stride, and he made no doubt about it, skated just across that blue line, entering the offensive zone, and let it rip with a nice wrist shot, as we're mostly accustomed to seeing him unleash the clapper, but he beats him with a silent wrist shot there, and that was a nice one, as that water ball did hoist about 4 feet up in there. So hopefully somebody got a nice picture of that one, and he can hang that one up on his mantle one day.
Good job by Walsh on the goal. DU now with 1:22 to go, an 8-3 lead here. McCarthy couldn't get it ahead, and behind that play, what I was going to get ready to say was somebody took a baseball swing at a Panther and hit him in the elbow and didn't see many. I don't even know if it connected, but is that in the, no, outside of the net.
Yeah, Duck really fighting right now, especially, I mean, his mind's got to be out of the game, but that was a routine glove save right there, and he fought it off, and it went to the side of net. Fortunate for him, but hopefully he'll redeem himself for the rest of the season on whatever opponents they face, and the Panthers may see them here in the GLCHL playoffs. And it looked like a few seconds were ticking off the clock there, so we'll see if the scorers are going to adjust that or if they're just going to hold for a brief second here. But there was definitely at least 51 seconds on the clock when that whistle initially did blow. And it looks like Pollen is going to be escorted off the ice here. Possibly because just there's 49 seconds left and they don't want any extracurricular activities to take place, as he's got smiles on his face as he did his work tonight, and he'll get off 49 seconds early.
Him and the ref had a really great conversation the whole skate over to the door there.
Yeah.
They really enjoyed it. Meanwhile, the assists on the Walsh goal, Frank and McCarthy. Frank now with a 4-assist night. He assisted on the first two by Bollinger. He assisted on the goal by McCarthy at the 15-12 mark of period 2. And McCarthy and Frank each getting assists on the Walsh goal. So Frank now with 19 assists on the year.
The big guns for your Panthers all getting points here, and out of the way of the few that were benched in the first period there, they still got their points on the board. So it looked like it worked out for them, and the message was sent across, and they were moving full force here in this game, and they got their names on the score sheet, which they were recruited here to do, and it's given the Panthers an 8-3 lead, and we'll close out this game here with 49 seconds remaining, and it'll be a little bit of 4-on-4 hockey.
Assuming nothing else happens, which is an assumption. Meanwhile, look at this. Astelos moving up on the far side, and Hofer just said, no thank you. We're no more posts for you. Brought back now the other way with speed over the line, dragging through. Bellator shot. That's blockered away. Bellator with a little bit of a bump, and now looking to turn and load up here will be Eastern Michigan as time ticks down here into the final 30 seconds of this hockey game. Centering pass was deflected by Bollinger, and Gravelin will just push it over to Mason. And he'll now look to bring it up. Bellator throws the brakes on, waits, looks for a trailer. Both his defensemen pass him, and that was intercepted, but a good cutoff there as Hofer stopped Astelos, and Bollinger brings it in. There's a shot and a kick save, and 4, 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it for this hockey game as DU comes in. They are perfect on the calendar year. A very pesky Eastern Michigan team, but DU comes away with 2 wins this weekend.
Yeah, definitely very surprising here in the close-knit first couple periods there, but the Panthers took advantage of a tired goaltender and a tired defensive playing squad in the Eagles, and they put pucks on the board, and they had some great individual efforts, especially in Mason Bollinger getting 4 goals this evening, and then obviously with the twin pairs of Eckler and Pollen, as I'm going to claim them to be the remainder of this season. They got some good work drawing penalties and obviously scoring a few goals and getting a few assists, but as we get congratulations there from the injured Bumke, hopefully he'll return in the lineup shortly here. But the Panthers did very, very well, and they let Mr. Graveline not be so heavily relied upon as we're accustomed to seeing in the games, as he made a few big saves there in the first period, but other than that, he really wasn't severely tested, and he had to make some routine saves and play the puck a bit. But other than that, from a goaltender's perspective, a very, very good game and a very easy game, and nonetheless, it should always be easy and fun when you're winning, and the Panthers did no doubt about that as they put pucks on the board here late in the third period.
And I think you said it right, where they definitely looked like they were having fun today, as DU will skate away with the big 8-3 victory and sweep Eastern Michigan both this weekend and during the season series. Folks, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll recap everything that happened in this one. DU skating away with an 8-3 victory. We'll be back for the postgame show.
Cello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge. Voted Grand Rapids Best Sports Bar 6 years in a row. The best in sports action. Red Wings, Pistons, NCAA basketball, including every second of March Madness. Daily drink specials. 22 beers on tap. Express lunch buffet Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Grand Rapids' favorite happy hour with the $2.99 appetizer menu. Incredible takeout and late night pizza specials. Kitchens open until 1:30 a.m. every night. Check out all the great specials and events at ucellos.com. Ucello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge, where great food and sports come together in Grand Rapids, Caledonia, and Standale.
The piggy bank. When you were a kid, it was the symbol of savings and responsibility, helping you to save money for the things you really wanted. Today, you can simply shop at Meijer, where your money goes further with our low Meijer prices on thousands of items you use every day. And don't forget about our great sales. Plus, you can save even more by signing up for M-Perks, so you can take advantage of great offers with our digital coupons and rewards. You know, come to think about it, Meijer is just like a piggy bank, but even better.
You're listening to the postgame show on The Dash.
Alrighty, folks, let's bring you in here for the postgame show as DU gets a big victory here as they will skate away with an 8-3 win. What do I got? What do I got? Cake. Yes. As Matt hands me a postgame cake pop that I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be holding this very intently as the game goes final. Let's recap everything that happened in this one. It'll start with Stankiewicz getting the goal from Samota in period 1. DU then would start their power play goals train as Mason Bollinger gets his 14th from Frank at the 12:33 mark of period 1. That tied it up. After Fauchot scored from Pisano at the 16:20 mark, that also on the power play. The answer came from Mason Bollinger. He on the power play gets the power play goal, his 15th of the year. Frank and Hofer assist, and we're tied at 2 after 1. Samota then goes off for high sticking to start early stages of period number 2. What happens? Well, let's get a Mason Bollinger hat trick from Brooks and Eckler on the power play at the 4:36 mark. DU had a lead that they would not relinquish. Later on in the period, after McCarthy and Duff get into a little bit of scrum in front of the Eastern Michigan net, and Flood gets a major penalty for checking behind. Poland gets a high sticking call at the 10:18 mark. DU in a world of trouble as they have a long 5-on-3 to kill and then a major power play to kill. They get it done. DU gets a big job there, a big lift as they were down shorthanded for a long time, killed the whole thing off, and then they get the exclamation point in that period as Frank helped get his 18th assist of the year as McCarthy made a nice drag and buried a quick snapper by McCarthy, and that made it 4-2. In the third period, all DU. Hofer a long wrist shot made it 5-2. While on the power play with Fauchot off for slashing, Bollinger from Windecker and Brooks at the 8:19 mark. That made it. That increased it to 6-2 DU. After Brooks gets 6 minutes of penalty, Pinkowski gets 4 minutes of penalty. DU is able to kill that off, and guess what? Windecker scores from Walsh. That made it 7-2. Asselos did hit 2 posts on a shift, and with 18:07, he then got a helper as Asselos gets the goal, or gets the assist, as he helps on the Combine goal, and just like that, or that goal made it 7-3. Walsh then on the power play from Frank and McCarthy checked that was not a power play goal. There were just so many of them, it's hard to remember them all. But Walsh with a nice snapper, a rising shot that found its way over the head of Duff and then under the bar. And DU had an 8-3 lead. That would not change. DU gets the big victory tonight. The win tonight gives them 17-8-0-1 record on the year. They have won 5 straight. They have won They have now won 5 and 10 of their last 12 hockey games. Eastern Michigan with the loss, they will fall to 12-18-1 on the year. They are now losers of 3 in a row. Folks, that's going to do it from tonight. Next week, we got a doubleheader action for you on Saturday. D3 and D1 action coming to you live from Patterson Ice Center, 3 o'clock and 5:30 for the D1 team. Folks, that's going to do it for tonight. DU gets a nice sweep over Eastern Michigan, and they move to 4-0 on the new calendar year. You're listening to the Davenport Athletic Network, The Dan. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and we will talk to you folks next week.